Hello everyone. Welcome to one more session on machine learning. And today we are going to talk about data modeling. Data modeling using machine learning. Machine learning is one of the most buzzwords of the century, where not only organizations but people are or candidates are just crazy about machine learning. Organizations are really crazy to hire candidates who knows machine learning. Let us talk about what are the things we are going to cover in this session today. We are going to talk about what is a data model, how my business, how it is benefit for the business, what types of solutions we have using data models, how industry looks at these or consume these data models, and we are also going to learn how we are going to import these data into the Python environment. So let us get started with it. So what is a data model? Data model is a solution or is a end solution which you get from different types of data that we put in. Like for example, suppose I have my house and I want to know what is the price of my house is going to be. For that I must know what are the characteristics of different of my house that I am having. So for that I will have the area of the house, the number of floors I am having, the number of rooms I am having, okay, and the location of the house, etc., and the number of bathrooms, the number of living rooms, the number of kitchens, or number of doors, etc., and etc. So these are all characteristics, and based on that my price of the house is going to be. So that is to find out what's the price of house, what the price of my house will be based on different characteristics. If I create something or some intelligent thing which is going to tell me what my price is going to be, that is what we call a data model. Or suppose we create an intelligent thing which tells us what's the percentage of which team is going to win. Like for example, you know about IPL. So there are two teams which are playing, and if from my model I get to know what are the chances of team A winning the match, like 97% or full 100% or even 40%. If that system can tell me, that is what data model is all about. So anything which gives me a solution which tells me so what is the output is going to be. Or like for example, what if I create a system which is going to tell me like what is my GDP going to be based on different other factors, or what's the the rise of COVID patients is going to be, or what's the population size is going to be based on different other factors. Okay, so that thing is called a data model. Brief in what goes inside a data model. Inside a data model we have variables, or we have got data. Data can be of different forms, and mostly it will be of variables. It can be a numeric or it can be a string. Okay, and in that variables we use a technique, we use a smart technique which we call an algorithm, and based on these algorithms we do the prediction. The data goes into the system, okay, then we use an algorithm, and from there we get a solution which is called a prediction. This entire thing is called a data model. We are going to talk about this algorithm, all the intelligent part in later part of this course. But you get one thing, like here you get some data, or you have some solution as an input data. Okay, and after that I use a smart technique or use an algorithm, and I get a prediction. So this entire thing is called as data model. So let us take one more example. Suppose I am inputting a couple of apples, a couple of bananas, and a couple of oranges, and I want to find out which one is which. I want to tag, so anything which is red in color is an apple, anything which is long and in yellow in color is a banana, and anything which is orange in color is called a mango. So if I input some fruits and it gives me which is an apple, which is a banana, or which is a mango, that is called data model. Okay, so what is going on inside that? You have to find out. Like, you are inputting these data, okay, where I have just tagging. So this is a mango, this is a banana, this is a orange. So how it is happening? Anything which is red in color is a apple, anything which is yellow in color is a banana, anything which is orange in color is an as a mango. Then I'm telling the algorithm or to learn from this. So anything which is red becomes an apple. And here, so it you see the interpretation here, I am teaching anything that is red, anything that is yellow, or anything that is orange in color have got, it can be an apple, banana, and a mango. And here I apply an algorithm. Okay, so algorithm, what does the algorithm do? Algorithm learns from these interpretations, and after that it does some pre-processing. Okay, so this entire thing is called a data model. So what is happening in a data model? I receive the data. So from that I called as an input variable or your input data. From that data I do some pre-processing things, or we can talk about, we can say I do some processing on that data. From that data I find out some insights, and after that I apply some machine learning algorithm. That is, this entire step is known as model training. Okay, and from that I have my output. Okay, this is all about. Okay, let us look at the workflow of how a data model works and how Python plays an important factor in it. I have my input data where, just like, I put in like a couple of mangoes, oranges, and banana. So there I have my machine learning algorithm doing the things. Okay, where you have lots of things are going on. Okay, from there from the machine learning things it does the prediction, and once the prediction is done I evaluate whether my apple is being correctly tagged, or I'm able to correctly identify this is a banana or this is an apple. And if my evaluation is incorrect, if it is correct, I have my final output. If doesn't happen, so I again go to the training thing. Let me go walk through how a data model works. First I have a train data. In train data I mean you have the labeled oranges, apples, and banana. Okay, from there I train the machine learning. Here I input the data into the Python environment. Okay, so which I can use a notebook or a spider, and there I will be using an algorithm to understand the data, and here I'll be doing pre-processing. Okay, and there will be a lot of cleaning, and then I'll apply the algorithm, and my model is going to learn from that. Machine learning algorithm is coming, and I'm making the future prediction. And in case after that what happens, the model is going to evaluate whether I have been able to correctly identify whether it's an apple or it's a mango. If it is done, I have a solution. Okay, so I give the output as this is my final solution. If not, if it doesn't work out, so again I go to the training set. So this is how the entire workflow goes. You have your input data, training is happening, creation of model is happening, and the final prediction happens. In case if the model doesn't work out well, so it will go again get trained. Okay, and again the model will be created, and again it will get predicted. So this is a complete life cycle of how data model works. Okay, so to give you more about how things are going in, so how these things work out is, for any data model you have a training data. So that is a data which is provided to you. So that is like, for example, for a house prices, I have given you the prices of some house which having different characteristics. Okay, that is my training data. From that data I do some pre-processing. By pre-processing I mean there are lots of steps involved in pre-processing, which also we are going to cover in this course. From pre-processing, after pre-processing is done, I apply machine learning algorithms, which is about training the data. Once the data is trained, I have my final output, that is I do the prediction. In case my prediction, and when based on my prediction I evaluate whether I have predicted is correct or not. If it is correct, I will have my final output. If it doesn't correct, so again I go ahead and train the model until I have a better prediction. So this entire flow is called a data model workflow in machine learning. So how these things are used by the industry, or how these machine learning tools are used by the industry. So I am a customer. What I do is I know about the application. So what I do, like for example, I have my app which I use, which that is my endpoint, which the customers get to use. Based on application they get the data, but what is happening in that application is we have a historical data, or that is the input data. From input data we use the machine learning model or a model in place. Based on that we build the final model, and from that model it gets deployed in the application, and from the application the customer benefit. Basic front end is done, is used by the customer, where the customer, like they what they do is they input the characteristics of the house and they get the price of the house. This is what the customer is seeing. But what is happening at the back end? On the back end is a complete machine learning model is involved, where there are historical data or previous data or training data is there, based on which a machine learning model is built. From that model it continuously predicts based on the characteristics which the customer is giving, and based on that the model is predicting the result, and finally we have a solution. So this is the price of your house. Or for example, one more thing which can be, suppose I want to know which team is going to win, okay, or whether it's going to rain or not, anything like that, any kind of solution. I input, okay, these are my teams which are going to play, and these are the different characteristics. So these are the history, that is my input data which I am giving to the application, and that application returns, okay, this team is, the chances of winning of this team is say 60% or 70%. This is the front end the customer gets to see, but then the back end it's all about machine learning models. There are a lot of areas where machine learning can be used. It's not only it can be used in one particular domain. You can talk about any domain, any industry, their machine learning is used, and it gives us a better solution. Suppose for example smart healthcare, okay, e-commerce, finance, log analysis and security, traffic control, telecom, search engine optimization, manufacturing, trading, fraud analytics, retail, name anything, and machine learning is giving a solution. Like in finance, suppose I have a bank in place. I want to find out those customers who are continuously defaulting their loans. So for that I use I can build a model based on different customers, so that what happens whenever any customer comes for a loan, based on the different characteristics, like for example based on their credit history, based on how number of loans they are having, based on the previous history, I can have a prediction like what are the chances of this customer being a defaulter. So, and from that model I can get that, and based, like for example, if I customer I'm getting, say there are chances of 80% chances that this customer will become a defaulter in a matter of 6 or 7 months, then I will say I won't give this person any loan, because in the longer run this customer is going to become a defaulter. So how do I know this thing? This is all about machine learning. So how this is done in the back end is I have got historical data of different customers, where I have seen in the past like any customer having like 2 to 3 loans, and those who have got liabilities and they have got this is the income, they have chances of defaulting. Like in telecom industry, we have got different operators, where we have seen different customers moving from one operator to another. If I give the telecom industry, so these customers are on the verge of churning. from your or leaving your services, they can reach out to the customers and they can stop the attrition, or they can decrease the churn percentage. So this is again part of machine learning. And retail sector, if I get to know how which the customers are demanding or which products are in demand, or so for example if I'm looking for launching a product, which customer segmentation I should target, or which customers, like there can be different level of customers, high, medium and low, which customers should I target for that. Like there is a log analysis, like you have a system in place and like for now and then your system is crashing, so you can have a log analysis done, you can have a model in place based on which, so no matter if based on different log and based on different system configuration, you can find out when your system is going to crash. Or for example, and you have nowadays battery operated cars are coming. Suppose I give you a model, an intelligent model, based on which you get to know like what's the health of your batteries and by when, by what's the duration, based on which your battery is going to need a health checkup or a servicing. That is all about machine learning model. Not only in these sectors but in traffic and in manufacturing, you get to know what is the optimum temperature of a particular product so that you get a better output, or like what's the optimum quantity of a particular chemical that should be given in the composition so that you get this product and which becomes error free. So this is all about machine learning. Suppose I want to find out what the stock market prediction is going to be for the next 2 to 3 days. So again, and it's all about machine learning models. So it's not only sticking to one domain, you can speak of any domain or anything, any industry, and machine learning has always a solution in one form or the other. Talk about your smartphone. In your smartphone, and all the things that you are using is using machine learning at the back end. Like, so that's why it is called a smartphone, because based on your browsing history, you have your Amazon or Flipkart suggesting to you based on your the log analysis. You can understand which are the applications which are faulting and the developers are working, how good we can work on to make it more better. Based on your search history, organizations get to know which are the keywords, which are the products people are looking for, people are just crazy about. So you can name anything, and machine learning is the core, or is the only solution where people are going, and PM, that's the back end of each and everything for any kind of solution. That's where a data model comes into picture. Data modeling can be used at each and everything where I can give a machine learning solution to it.